Welcome to the office of the Westchester County Clerk's Property Records Electronic Portal, or PREP System, tutorial series. And also welcome on behalf of Westchester County Clerk Tim Idoni. Today's PREP tutorial will teach us how to enter a mortgage in the PREP system. To begin, let's navigate to the PREP system at prep.westchesterclerk.com and then log in using your username and password. Next, we'll create a package and add our mortgage to the package by choosing Creating a Package and then giving our package a sensible name, then choosing Mortgage as our document type and clicking Add Document. We now arrive on the Party tab of the PREP system, where we're going to enter all of the parties to our transaction. We can start off by entering our first mortgagor and then clicking Add Party to move the party from the data entry fields to the grid below. We'll continue adding each party to the mortgage and clicking Add Party to add each one to the grid at the bottom of the screen. After entering the mortgagors, we can change the first field to mortgagee/lender and enter the lender. You may notice that the address and social security number fields are unavailable. This is because addresses and social security numbers are not necessary for the indexing and recording of mortgages. Those fields are only used for transactions that include a transfer tax, and therefore require the creation of transfer tax forms in the PREP system. If the mortgage you're entering includes MERS as an additional second party, add it exactly as it is written on the mortgage. Most of the time it is spelled out as Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems, Inc. But if it is written simply as the abbreviation MERS, that is how it should be entered in the PREP system. If you notice that you've made a mistake on one of your parties, you can click Edit on the line for that party, and then go into the field requiring a change, make the change, and then click Update Party. When you are all finished entering your parties, in the bottom right corner, you can click Next. On the Property tab, we are going to enter all properties affected by the mortgage. Like the Party tab, we enter the information in the fields at the top and then click Add Property to add each property to the grid at the bottom. All the cities, towns, and villages in Westchester County are listed in the drop-down lists provided. If you can't find the municipality you are looking for in the drop-down, the most common reason is because it is a village, and you must choose the town first before the village will appear in the village drop-down. Again, if you make a mistake, you can always click Edit, make changes in the data entry fields, and click Update Property. If a property has multiple tax designations, the property should be entered for each tax lot. If this is the case, you can use Copy Previous Property in the upper right corner to copy the details of the property into the data entry fields. Then you can simply change the lot number and click Add Property. You will see that the property is added a second time to the grid below, and this time with the second tax designation. Once all the properties have been entered, you can click Next in the lower right-hand corner to continue. On the Taxes tab, we're going to enter the basic details of our mortgage in order to calculate the amount of mortgage tax due. We'll start by entering the taxable mortgage amount, the mortgage date, choosing the dwelling type, and then clicking Calculate Taxes. You'll see that the mortgage tax due has been calculated and displayed in the grid on the bottom of the screen. If you're submitting an affidavit that exempts the submitter from some or all of the mortgage tax, you must specify the affidavit in the exemptions drop-down and enter the page count and any other information needed for that particular exemption. For example, if you choose a 253 affidavit for natural person, federal credit union, or nonprofit, you will see the affidavit added below and the amount allocated for the MTA subtracted from the total in the grid based on this exemption. If you choose the wrong exemption, simply click Delete on the line for the affidavit and choose another exemption from the drop-down. For example, you may realize that the nonprofit entitles the submitter to a full exemption, so you can delete the 253 affidavit for partial exemption and then choose a 253 affidavit for nonprofit org full exemption. You'll then see all the taxes subtracted in the grid below, and the total mortgage taxes due will be 0. Once you've calculated the taxes with any applicable exemptions, you can then click Next in the lower right-hand corner. Next, we arrive at the Cross-Reference tab. On this page, you can enter the control number or librarian page of a document that needs to be cross-referenced to this document. In this case, we are recording a mortgage, which typically wouldn't have a cross-reference, unless it was a correction mortgage, which would need to be cross-referenced to the original mortgage. We'll simply click Next in the lower right corner to proceed to the Fee Calculation tab. On the Fee Calculation tab, the prep system needs to know the number of pages of the document we are recording to calculate the statutory recording fee. Once you enter the page count, simply click Calculate Fees on the right to see the total amount due below. Please count only the number of pages of your mortgage and don't include any cover pages or mortgage affidavits. You can now click Next in the lower right corner to continue to the Record and Return tab. On the Record and Return tab, enter the address where you would like the documents returned once they are recorded. If you want them returned to your address, you can click the address book link and select an entry there. Your address book automatically contains the address you entered when you created your prep account. You can click Set Default if you want your address to pre-fill the Record and Return tab in the future. Click Select on the line for your address and it will fill the Record and Return fields. If instead you type an address into the fields and you want to have other documents returned to it in the future, check the Save to Address Book box so you can access it for later recordings. Now click Finish in the lower right corner and you are returned to the My Packages screen, having finished entering all the information for your mortgage cover page. Now that you've entered all the information for your document's cover page, all you have left to do is click Pay, enter your payments to create your payment cover page, and then click Print and print your cover pages. After that, you can now click Submit to transmit the data to our office where it will be matched to the physical documents when they are received. If you are registered for e-recording, instead of printing the cover pages, you would have scanned and uploaded your documents, and when you clicked Submit, the documents would immediately be received by this office and would enter the examination queue for processing. Thank you for watching this prep tutorial. Please visit us online and check out our other tutorials at www.westchesterclerk.com or youtube.com/thewestchesterclerk or facebook.com/Westchester County Clerk, or follow us on Twitter at WestCTY Clerk. Thank you, and join us again.